the walls, I'm tweaking out, I need my medicine. I feel like I'm crossing, hit the line, I'm talking Edison. Spit right in your face and put your shit, ain't got nowhere to get. Pose, motor on this corpse, I let it rock. Close, come back in the pit, I let it suck shit. No, I don't understand why they keep talking. Go, all that effort, if you want that nonsense. She's on my dick, and spinning like exorcist. I put a blade in her mess, impossible. Whipping my dick and she bang like audible. Hey, close range melee, when I'm pissed, I might rush. Yes, yo, bitch, like when my dick in her guts. Pack up, punch on my gun, quit your eye bust. He say, she say, this and that, bitch, just hush. Point the pistol at his fucking face, and then I end this shit. Bouncing off the walls, I'm tweaking out, I need my medicine. I feel like I'm crossing, hit the line, I'm talking Edison. Spit right in your face and put your shit, ain't got nowhere to get. Pose, motor on this corpse, I let it rock. Close, come back in the pit, I let it suck shit. No, I don't understand why they keep talking. Go, all that effort, if you with that nonsense.
This is